finally got it clicked that, oh, so that's why you trashed your world fucking 8 times. It was a revelatory moment that I just, reveled in. And it was fucking wonderful.
It'd be like that sometimes.
You're fucking telling me.
You know, at this point, you're just gonna have to like hold his hands, and when you want to speak, but when you want to speak, you need to like bring it over.
Here, we'll just do this like we used to do in ROTC. There we go.
Oh, wait, are we already recording for the episode? Oh, you bitch! You actually managed to sneak one in on me.
Looked at me, I was like, this motherfucker.
No, I'm sitting
Y'all
here.
are sitting there talking. I'm watching the video and I'm like, I bet that bitch pressed record.
Dude, I'm sitting here fucking with my
I
mic.
watched him press record while
like,
I was talking.
Y'all are sitting there. I'm just fucking waiting for it. Dot. Are you fucking recording? Got him.
Yeah, we should have never challenged him on that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Like last time we were here, he said he was gonna try to start getting us those gold openings again. So at this point, I'm just like, nothing surprises me anymore.
I guess I should. I guess yeah.
We're gonna be talking about our
The
hemorrhoids.
unexpected becomes expected.
But you see, then we plan around his plan, but then he plans around our plan.
Plans around
What plan was our plan? Gesundheit!
We have too much shit bouncing around in our brains.
All right.
We are all autistic, yeah.
Do.
Oh my
So intro time.
Yeah, that thing we're supposed to do.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Not Lorecast Eternals.
Wait a minute, are we still Lorecast Eternals? Yeah, not yet. Hi, everybody. My name is Mitchell.
I'm just staring at Mitchell, just like waiting for validation. Like,
Hello, everyone. I'm Phil.
a great change is upon ye.
Yes.
Oh,
Jacob.
don't look at me like that.
Hey, there's somebody that needs to be introduced over there.
I'm not carrying this fucking thing again. Oh yeah, Sean's here. Everyone say hi.
Hi.
Not you dumb bitch. All of them say hi.
Hi. I was talking about Matthew. Our actual.
I figured we'd save me for last, but I mean,
Yeah.
sure.
Matthew isn't a real boy.
Is this the whole Mabel's not real until we meet her in person?
Something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, Mabel has been granted the title of real German girl.
Oh, okay.
It took her some time, but she got there.
I don't think Mabel's a real European.
Oh
Wow.
God! No, don't flag her on the podcast, bro. That's not cool. Because I know exactly the next fucking words that are about to come out of his mouth, and like I know if they do, like there's a can of worms that will never be closed again.
The funniest part is from what y'all told me today, all of y'all will get the messages, but I won't get any. And then she'll just be in the voice chat one morning, and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Sean, fuck you." I'm like, oh, what did I do this time? Just like how she sends all of y'all German memes, and y'all don't know what the fuck they're saying.
We're just like, yes, hello, fellow humans. Would you like to go skateboards? I totally understand this human speech that I'm reading and hearing.
No, fucking Mabel sends me memes completely in German, and it's some dude talking, and that's all it is. And I'm like,
I would like
well,
to
that's
thank
2 minutes of my life
Instagram.
I'm not getting back.
Sometimes Instagram does give you subtitles.
Yeah, instant translation.
Sometimes.
They are not accurate at all.
I think the problem was, for me at least, is that I played myself. Is there's a point in time where I actively took interest in in the language, because like being able to speak, I thought it was pretty cool. So she taught me a couple words, and I just fucking opened Pandora's box. No, sorry, it was more like opening the Ark in Indiana Jones. I just fucking melted to a pile of goop, because now she's like German memes, and I'm like, please fucking stop! I can't even speak my own language right.
I have to learn German at this point, because not only is it like Mabel sends me German memes, but one of my best friends that I go get wings with every single Wednesday, she's fluent in German, and I'm like, why do I know so many people fluent in German?
Hi.
Well, it's
You
actually
shut
because
up.
there's actually a pretty large population of Germans in Texas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fredericksburg, New Braunfels. We actually had a
But
small
apparently-
community in Bastrop that spoke German.
Apparently, though,
That I actually interacted
Texas
with a lot
German, the Texas German is frowned upon by other German speakers.
Does it got twang in it?
Depending on where you're from, I know that Texas German, the most of Texas German, I should say, mostly came from North Germany in the Black Forest. At least that's where my family came from.
It's like the Black Forest of Germany, kind of like the Kentucky of Germany.
I get the feeling.
I cannot comment on that because I, A, do not live in Germany, and B, do not know enough about the culture in order to say that. I know
Mabel.
I cannot
Mabel,
wait.
tell us.
I cannot wait for Mabel to message all of us and go, "Congratulations! Now you're all stupid in 2 languages."
No, see the
Shit, that means I'm stupid in 4.
Okay.
Womp, womp,
technically
womp, womp.
I'm stupid in.
Get fucked.
Technically, I'm stupid in 1, 2, 3,
English,
4,
American,
5.
Texan.
Oh, are we counting Texan? 6.
Bostonian.
If we're counting like actual like
If we're talking dialectic,
if you're talking in country languages, then I'm stupid too because I can in fact speak deep Louisianan, that super deep Cajun swamp people speech.
Jacob and I are fluent in Boomhauer, unfortunately.
yeah.
Okay.
And,
No, but so
and
one
you
thing-
know what's fucking horrible is I know that that's gibberish, and I would know if it wasn't gibberish if he was actually speaking it properly, and it makes me feel weird.
It's sad when the ER nurses come to me and basically say, "Hey, we have no idea what this guy is saying. Sean, help." Okay, what does he? And he's like, "Oh no, he's just severely Boomhauer lisp or Louisianian, and that's it."
So one thing that I don't think I've ever actually told y'all is whenever I was younger, I was actually studying Gaelic. Like there was at one point I was actually learning Gaelic and I was approaching conversational. This was like 15 years ago.
Gaelic's a pretty hard language to learn. If I'm
Very
right.
hard
So
language
that's actually
to
pretty
learn.
impressive.
On par with some of the Asian languages.
That's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, I was.
The Duolingo owl will come after you because you can learn Gaelic in Duolingo.
Oh shit.
That motherfucker's behind you, just in the fucking book.
No, I need to actually start learning Portuguese. The issue is that the Duolingo owl, for whatever reason, does not consider Portuguese an actual language, and you can only learn Brazilian Portuguese, and like it boggles my mind.
By the way, guys,
Obviously, the Portuguese don't exist.
should we finally drop the bomb?
Oh yeah,
Hey, by the way, guys, we're doing Bionicles now.
We're no longer an Age of Sigmar podcast. We are strictly Bionicles. We're off to bigger and better things in life.
We decided that AOS lore was too pathetic, so now we're doing Bionicles. And
Yes.
holy shit.
Yeah.
bruh. I thought we were gonna be doing like a one-off joking episode, and then we started learning, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All I'm
My
saying is
God.
I haven't
And-
seen 40K make a 40 million a 40 million foot tall robot yet. So like, just saying, like, step your game up.
Bionicle scale, better.
Whack.
Like, I'd like to see a Titan try to take down that robot.
Bruh.
What else do we got on the news of things? We got Sean here.
Hi.
Matt is also here.
I have returned.
Circe is also here.
3 episodes
Jacob.
in a row.
Yeah.
Back
Way
to
better.
back to back.
Way better than Jason, who literally lived with me, and he just chose not to come back.
We do not speak of the dark times. It's a sign from our Lord Terra. Everyone must go fuck themselves.
What the fuck?
Gotta go fuck yourself.
I've been watching Emperor Tex's speech recently.
Oh,
That's probably
God,
my
yes.
favorite thing when he.
Best
It's like we've received a message from the Astronomicon. It's flipping us the bird.
How, in Terra's name, can a holy beacon of light flip you the bird?
So yeah, it's I'll get the power dildos.
In other news, I feel as though I must state it. I have built Nagash.
Nagash has been built.
Yeah.
Can't
I
confirm.
successfully bullied / bargained with him into finally completing Nagash. So I feel like I deserve a prize.
So,
Honest to God, it only took 3 fucking years.
So,
Look
hey,
at him.
Mitchell.
He's glorious over there.
Hey, Mitchell.
Yeah.
Where's the Silent King?
Behind you, about 3 feet inside that door, which will be to your right when you're looking at it.
Is it built?
It's not even out of the ceramic.
You have failed me!
When are you gonna let Trazen out of the box?
No, fuck ashtrays. I
It's
just got
actually
him
funny
built.
because the fact that you've built Nagash, I can feel it in my bones. A whole new wave of build the Silent King and Where's Our Warlord Titan is about to hit the fucking Discord, and I am so here for it because now they know you can. They know you possess the will to do it, so you've kind of played
It
yourself.
took me 2 weeks to build Nagash.
Yeah, them books are spindly as fuck.
Yeah.
It's just like I would work on them for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I've lost all willpower. I'm leaving.
So it's a little rough.
Also, in other news, the resident Slaneshi has bought more Slaneshi.
Yeah.
Can also confirm.
Yeah, the Emperor's Children box came out, and I was like, yeah, I might be eating ramen for the next month, but like I'm getting that
But
fucking
also,
box.
like, damn,
If
Lucian
you're
look
eating
good.
ramen,
Yeah.
just put an egg in it and just stir it up.
Ooh,
Bro,
and-
I don't want to. I do not want to have to take out a loan, dude. Eggs are too fucking expensive, man.
Really fucking.
Like,
you know what,
actually,
what,
so what are you
like
doing at
fucking
this-
$4 or $5 an egg now?
I don't
Almost.
fucking
Dude, we get the
know.
big box of like 36 eggs,
Yeah.
and it's like, how much does it cost? My kidney.
Yeah.
It cost my kidney.
From.
And the soul of my firstborn.
Yeah, at this point, it's almost worth it to drive all the way up to my cousin's farm and raid her eggs. Like, bro, that is almost a full tank of gas, and like that's almost worth it.
I went to visit my dad in Kerrville, and he was like, "Oh yeah, we have like fucking like 9 dozens of farm fresh eggs. Do you want some?" And I was like, "Give me all of your fucking eggs right now." And he was like, "Okay, how many do you want?"
Yes.
I don't think you understand what I said. I want all the bacon and eggs you have.
Does he have any duck eggs?
Yes. He also has turkey eggs.
How
But
much
does he
he
have
want
any
for duck
kiwi eggs?
He was trying to get rid of them for free.
I want them.
See, the problem with that, Sean,
Fuck
is
you want duck eggs
you're gonna
for?
have to go through me.
My child loves duck eggs for some reason.
When the fuck did your child eat duck eggs?
When we got farm fresh eggs from my previous landlord and the
Oh, okay,
one
that's
that
fair.
raises
That's fair. That's fair.
ducks and the lab tech that raises ducks and chickens.
That sounds like a your child problem.
Okay. Oh no, dude. Speaking of kids, bruh, I did not get a job in fucking radiology
fucking
to
God.
have to
Here we
become a
go.
goddamn babysitter.
We're gonna get to the point eventually, I promise.
Yeah. Since this is our Bionicle episode, you're getting the rant and the Bionicle in the same episode. I do not apologize for this. But no.
It's technically not wrong. I don't want to edit 2 episodes.
Hey, just in case we forget throughout the ranting that's about to happen, we're covering the Core War, which is essentially the first part of Bionicle lore that takes place, I want to say 100,000 years before the current lore. So this is...
No, it literally takes place right before the lore, the actual lore, because this is the pre-lore to the lore.
Well, yeah, I thought...
But the story is also complete. It's not ongoing lore.
Like,
yeah, no. I thought all the stuff that happened...
after the Iron Giant happened, it just kind of...
Think of it like the War of Heaven in 40K. What?
The stuff that happens with the Core War and all that stuff, like the actual Bionicle lore takes place in the big ass robot, which we'll get to if you know what we're talking about. But I'm almost positive that the story we get to takes place in the robot, but a long time after it's launched.
No.
No.
It happens pretty much right after it launched. So, like,
Yeah, 'cause
once it launched, once it went, like, full Iron Giant into the sky, it then turned into Osmosis Jones.
Yep.
Because that's the start of Motunui.
Yeah, because then you get the six Toa, who are like the main characters for a really long time. They're there within 100 years of the launch, I think, something like that.
They're the first heroes of Motunui.
No.
Yeah, the first heroes are
he
there.
was
within,
supposed
like,
to
100
return
years.
back to the planet
In
within
150,000
100,000 years. Yes.
And never did.
Well,
Uh.
there's not a planet to really return to.
No, there was a reforging of oh god, Bautera.
Anyway, but yeah, no. So I went to work one day last week, and one of the people from out of state came in to visit, and it's like, oh, hey, I need to work with this person. So like, this is great. That person also brought all 3 of their kids, and I was like, oh, kids.
Ages?
Yay.
What the fuck?
I don't think any of them were older than 12, and I think the youngest had just started elementary.
That's. I would. You know what? I'm gonna
into
shove
a
them out.
warehouse where I'm actively exposing radiation.
Then yeah, that's fucking child endangerment.
I worked there for about 2 hours, and then my boss was like, I'm leaving in 30 minutes. Go the fuck home. Because we are not getting any work done today. Because I had to do calibrations on a detector. You know what's required to do calibrations on a detector?
A bunch of radiation.
A fucking shitload of radiation. Approximately, I want to say, 50 Rinkin worth of radiation.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Which, like, granted,
Spherus Magna.
that's not a lot.
God.
But still,
But
radiation
still,
is radiation.
yeah, like, bro, I am not here to look after your kids.
Yeah.
And I got work to do.
Spicy.
But I can't do that when your kids are running around the warehouse like they're on fucking crack.
Well, even if you don't know where they are, you can't do that because then what if they're literally right next to the fucking
Oh, no, like,
People
well,
are
no,
not-
no, no,
Wait,
the
Sean,
way...
you're gonna want it within like 6 inches.
Okay.
You might
yeah.
be actually too close. To
I
the mic.
almost am certainly too close.
Yeah,
But
you
anyway.
deep throat in that slam
You fucking know it. But no, yeah, this person brought their kids in, and I was just like, bro, what? Why? And they were like, oh, yeah, we're on vacation. And I'm like, so you decided to bring your kids to a fucking rad room?
Yeah, I don't get how that's fucking allowed, dog. Like that's like what the fuck?
Well, because a lot of the people who work there have kids, and so they'll swing by to visit for like 5-15 minutes, at which point we take our lunch break. And we're like, oh, hey, how's it going? Da, da,
Yeah.
da. Oh, look, I'm going to go get lunch.
Yeah.
And then, like, whoever's kids they are, they're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to,
Well,
like, talk with my kids for a little bit and then get the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like whenever Marcy visits me at the ER, she's never there longer than 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah. And, like, 2 of the kids sat in the office and were great. The other kid went over to our packaging section and pulled all of our packing foam out of the fucking thing and scattered it all over the floor. At which point my boss was like, yeah, you don't have to clean that up. Go home. And I was like, cool, because I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah,
That's-
that shit's fucking
yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
That's.
This is telling me lies. I disagree.
Fucking, it's on the thing. It's the official site. Hold on, we're coming to the conclusion that I was right. And you can all suck my dick.
What if it was
Mitchell
103,000 years ago?
Mitchell and Cersei are about to throw hands, so we may have to take a short break. We'll be back in.
Fuck off! The way the information was presented to me, it sounded like it came shortly after. Fuck you!
Okay, hold
If
on.
you want your dick sucked, go look at the
Okay,
homosexual in the corner.
It's
I
not gonna be a
can't believe it goes
it's
all the
a-
way to 260.
Fuck you all!
So it's not going to be a fight. It's actually going to be something that I cannot say on the podcast. So we're going to be back in an hour, ladies and gentlemen.
Cowboy.
I can't believe the history goes back to 265,000
Pause
years
the
ago.
fucking podcast so we can figure this out because now we have conflicting sites.
What the hell?
Anyway, no, none of that matters. We're doing the core war. Fuck it. We do it live.
I mean, yeah, we're just covering the
That's
core
fair.
war. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Anyway.
We'll resolve that at a later date.
Yeah. Exactly.
Actually,
We're resolving it right fucking now. Read it.
actually,
Read, bitch.
do we want to tell everyone the biggest news that happened today with Matt?
Which one?
This Matt.
No.
Which one? I finally bought my first plastic crack today.
Hey.
And built 'em.
He has become addicted.
Yeah, no,
Round
it's
of
already
applause.
set in. It's already set in.
He literally picked up the fucking cutters and he was like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was great. We took him to an actual Games Workshop store, and immediately got horrendous sticker shock because I still remember when the Combat Patrol was like 100, 120, and now they're like 180, and I was like,
Yeah, there's a big reason why I really don't buy new models.
yeah.
I will buy the launch boxes for Stormcast, and I have all of the Daughters of Cain that I want, and I have really majority of those Yark Bone Reapers that I want.
For every single time I go into a shop and I see something cool that I might be able to afford or might want, my brain's just like, 6,000 points of Tyranids you haven't built. It's just like, I see, interesting. Fuck! And then I leave.
But yeah, no, I sit there and I look at some of the, like, one of the White Scar characters I have
Yeah.
in that closet of
Yeah.
Doom.
Yeah.
$35. You know how much it costs now?
50?
like 42, 43, and I'm like,
A
Yeah.
whole whopping $7. Unacceptable. Just no, I'm sounding sarcastic. I am agreeing.
like,
Just so you're aware.
you're just like, I will accept $35, and that was the max I would have paid for that character. You're expecting me to go and probably next year be 46 or something?
This is when we find out we now have to pay a third shipping tax.
Oh, Jesus.
Fuck, dude.
All the tariffs.
Yeah, dude.
I don't want to think about it.
I mean, hell, the Emperor's Champion model I bought was $55 before shipping.
Guys,
Yeah.
just get into Gundam like me, and we can play Titanicus with Gundam.
Counterpoint. Get really, really hard in a 3D printing.
Well, we got enough space in this room.
If
I'm
we
pretty sure
all
we can do
pull
it.
our resources together, we could probably afford a 3D printer big enough to 3D print the Titan. Think about it. The
I
possibilities.
mean,
are
he's not
endless.
wrong.
He's really not wrong.
The next issue would be getting all of that either resin or filament.
Oh, jeez.
Listen, prostitution is legal in Nevada.
Taking a trip to Vegas.
You will now find Lorecast Eternal content on a different website now going forward, partner.
Fucking know it.
The black orange site, partner.
We're adding a new tier to the Patreon call.
So we may or may not be starting an OnlyFans. Anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I'm in the middle of giving Sean mountains of shit.
Are you confused too?
I completely missed. Sorry, I completely missed your point. What were you trying to say about?
I was
Cirrus
saying that
Magna?
the events of Bionicle happened directly after the ascension of the Iron Giant.
And I was saying the shit like the Core War and leading up to the Shattering and the big ass robot launching was 100,000 years before the current lore.
Well, okay.
And
So
then I
let-
looked it
so-
up and I'm right.
So let's get some technicalities out of the way. The current lore of Bionicle is done.
When
There-
the
there is
current
no
lore
current.
was to start. Like if Bionicle came out today, as in like the lore just started today.
Oh, like the first story's
the
written.
first fucking story was written. Everything that happened with the Core War and the Shattering was 100,000 years ago.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
I bet everyone who's gonna listen to this is gonna be super fucking confused because we're throwing out terms. They're like,
Yeah.
"What the fuck are y'all talking about?" I promise we'll
Yes.
get to it
Yes.
We're already
probably in the next hour and a half.
Yeah. Yes. Seriously is right. Sorry.
Yeah, I was sitting there and y'all like, "You're," literally, I was like, "I fucking
No.
What the fuck is going on?"
Let me be the
The
first.
fucking like Blair Witch Trials. Like, I swear to God, I don't worship Satan. Y'all like burn the witch. And I'm like, what the fuck?
As the only pagan in the room, I take offense to that.
Suck a dick.
No.
All right.
I'm half pagan. Get it right.
All right, diversity hire.
Wait, I'm the only Jew
Hey
here. Is that
guys,
me?
guys. As much as I love us screaming, I do have a nice set of neighbors. It
That's
is
fair.
midnight.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny because I think I'm the only Latino in the room.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. I at least have a brother here. We're good.
And then I'm like 3% Jew too.
I at least have enough to make it legal.
Smells ashy.
No.
bro, no, you
So-
cannot say that.
I'm the only one who can, actually.
All right, anyway. So let's go ahead and move on into the actual Bionicle
Yeah.
lore.
So seriously, yes, you're right. That's why.
So guys, what is the Core War?
Well, first of all,
to be fair, there's more, a little bit that comes before that.
Yeah.
well, first things first. Who is the Core War?
Why is the Core War?
When is the Core War?
How is the Core War?
Okay, so no, we're gonna talk about Bionicle. Let's start at the beginning. Who are the inhabitants that we will be discussing today?
Okay, hold on. Are we
Bionicle?
starting at the?
Get it right.
So tempted to just drop this mic and leave. It's
Yeah, your opportunity for that was about 24 minutes
I'm
ago.
also trapped in here. So.
I mean, that's
Exactly.
fair. He kind of is, though.
Okay,
This room
so
is-
which beginning are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about whenever the first?
Well, we're
We're
whenever-
talking just pre-Core War.
Okay.
So technically, it's gonna start before the Great Beings became
Yes.
a thing. So
Yeah.
that's when
The Glatorians and the Skull and
the
Negative.
Agori, I think. But the
Anona.
first it starts on the planet, which was Magna Fuck, Magna.
Spherus Magna.
Cirrus Magna.
Magna.
Thank you. That was the original planet's name, Cirrus Magna.
Yep.
And the inhabitants of that were obviously, I guess, like the species is Bionicle, and or is that just the name of the Lego set and that's it? It has nothing to do with the actual species.
No.
Yeah, it has not. It has nothing.
That's just the
Okay.
franchise.
So we have.
It's not Johnny Warhammer.
Gotcha. I mean, okay, it is in my heart and soul.
Henry Cavill, is that you?
Right? But no, as far as I'm aware, and just so y'all know, we are going into this so much more dry than we did with AOS. So like we've been doing research over like the past week to try to make sure we get this correct. We're gonna fuck this up. If there's some Bionicle head lurking in the depths, leave me and my children alone. If we fuck it up, politely inform us, and then we'll call ourselves fucking idiots and figure it out.
I know. I guess I know the most about just Bionicle in general here.
Yeah.
That's why y'all were like, you were coming.
100%.
That's why
I mean,
Jacob was very
I
much
told
like,
you. I told you.
were
No,
coming.
no.
Actually,
The
real reason why
shut the
you
fuck
are
up, Mitchell.
here-
Hold
hey,
on.
hey,
No,
hey.
I invited you to come have a nice, chill build day, and I said, if you want to, you can be on the podcast, motherfucker.
I agreed because I didn't want to take him home.
Accurate.
Is that all I am to you, Mitchell? A set of wheels?
Yes. How have you not learned this yet? No.
I'm just body parts to the people I love.
Exactly. So okay, so I guess
You're
Sean.
just so sexy. I don't know what you mean.
What? Thank you.
I'm the one who plays footsies with Mitchell. Fuck off.
I'm trapped in the corner. I can't. Cool. I can actually assume my proper.
That chair is over 150 years old.
Okay, so Sean,
I
correct.
can only imagine somebody, they were listening to this entire podcast and they go, why does he have a chair so old?
Hold on,
Oh God, he's
Sean's
turning
beat.
purple.
He's turning beat ready. Gotta give him a minute.
Okay.
Audio, all right?
Done fucking in here yet?
Yes, I think so.
Maybe.
I don't know. Phil and me are both in here, so it is always a possibility on
Okay,
the table.
so Sean, correct me if I'm motherfucker. We're gonna get to it eventually. God, I promise.
Breathe, Sean. Breathe, my man.
Everyone
Oh God, I
just
think
stay
that's
silent.
my first pod. I think that's my
Everyone
first breakdown
just-
on mic.
Just stay silent until he gets his collective shit together.
Okay. So,
Alright, I'm good.
Bionicle.
Okay, so
Three primary
yeah,
races
Sean,
on the
correct us
world.
if we're wrong. It's the Skrull, the Gatorian, I think is how you pronounce it, Gatorian, and then Agori.
Gruttori and
Gratori.
Gratori and
Glatorian.
Glatorian. I keep
and
forgetting the
Agori.
fucking L.
Yes.
Yeah, so Skrull, Glatorian, and Atori.
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 Yes.
Gotcha. Those
Yeah.
are like
Or
the
Agori, not A. There's no T. Agori. Agori.
Agori. Gotcha. So cool. Glatorian, Skrull, and Agori. Those are the three like main species. They're all like genetically similar, I think, but not identical.
Correct.
The Glatorians would be your most normal at the moment. The Skull are going to be kind of your like,
Angie boys.
yeah, Angie boys, really.
Yeah, they're the more like military minded and whatnot.
No, they're all military minded at the moment.
Yeah.
But the Skrull in particular are very warrior centric.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the
Militaristic centric.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Primary
the Atori
distinction there.
are
Agori.
what the fuck ever, dude.
These names be whack, yo.
Dude, these names do be whack,
Would
yo.
you like to see the name? It's right here.
I've actually never seen it written, so yeah, that'd be really fucking helpful.
Agori. Agori.
Thank you, Mitchell.
Can you be a
right.
little more pretentious when you say that? I'd really appreciate it.
Hey, man.
Just a smidge.
I can try.
Okay, awesome. I really thank you so much.
Could you go get me some water, please?
I can, in fact, get you some water.
Gracias.
Can you make that 2, por favor?
Yeah, I can, man.
Can you make that 6?
Anyway, serious, go on.
Okay, so those were the three like main races. There is a fourth one that's going to come into play soon, but before that,
The big bad evil.
yeah, there wasn't like, from what I could tell before the core war, like I think they fought and shit, but it wasn't anything like super crazy. They just kind of all lived tribal-esque lives. I think even at this point they were broken up into the 8 tribes, which is fuck, water, ice, sand,
Jungle.
earth, iron, jungle, water, and fire.
Rock and fire.
Rock and fire. Those are the 8.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
hold on. Fire, rock.
Fire, water, jungle, ice, rock, sand, iron, earth.
Thank you. Those. It's like fucking It's like the Avatar and crack.
Jesus. You are not wrong.
Lego. We have an idea.
Those motherfuckers watch.
No.
They're
hold
sitting
on.
there watching
Go
the
on,
last
Mitchell.
Avatar, and they're like, "Okay, but what if there were?"
This is at this point would be the rebirth of Bionicle series, and you're going to combine it with the Avatar series.
Oh God. No.
Anywho,
I want you to know
my God.
how fucked that is.
Yeah, I'll grab.
Thank you, amigo.
They didn't even bring me the tall glass. Like, I appreciate it, but goddamn, that's yours, isn't it?
No, it's mine.
Oh, should have asked him.
They're.
Um,
I'm not even gonna go into how fucked that would be, especially for the Aeronomads.
No. Typically, as a concept, not like the two universes combined, and
Oh,
we're
okay.
having like a Timmy Turner
Okay,
and
but like that
Jimmy
kind of
Neutron
already
situation.
happens in Bionicle with the mask.
But I
of
want the
life.
Avatar.
Yeah,
Yeah, that kind of already happens with the mask of life.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is not a Core War specific topic.
that's
Anyway.
that's a
Okay,
Matsunui thing.
so-
but
Yeah.
moving on.
So yeah, at this point, those are the tribes, and they all have tribal existences. Like I think they fight occasionally, but there's nothing super
Yeah.
hardcore.
I mean, they're just living their lives.
yeah. The other thing to note is that if you don't know the lore of Bionicle, but you've just seen the toy, it's really easy to think, oh, they're just robots. So funnily enough, think of it how it was described to me when I was doing research. Is think of it more kind of like cyberpunk. Or things like that, where it's the organic has been heavily modified and overridden by mechanical, but they're still an organic core.
So wait, what I'm hearing is that these guys are the Mechanicum's wet dream.
Negative.
actually, I'm gonna agree.
I would say it would depend on which part of the mechanic.
The flesh is weak, so they replaced it with metallic.
That wasn't that wasn't what made them do that. They are at their core an organic being that is encased in metallic.
Yeah, but
Working parts.
yeah, but the metals, the bionics help them
They live
live
long.
long
They live
lives
a
and things
long-
like
yeah,
that,
they-
and makes them better.
I think
that's what I mean.
I think
by
they
that.
can live. They can live like thousands of years as
Yeah.
long as they're not murdered.
Yeah, they're as far as I'm aware, most of the creatures that exist inside of the Bionicle universe are effectively immortal unless killed.
So and during this time period, like the big bad was this weird Cthulhu-looking thing. There's actually no artwork for it called I think Anora.
A Nona.
A Nona.
And there is some artwork for it.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's
literally-
unofficial. Unofficial artwork, maybe.
point
Anyway,
being
point
is
is-
Anona is some weird Eldritch Cthulhu fucking deity that feeds on their dreams and nightmares and can drive them insane upon doing that. And that was kind of like the problem. So after a certain amount of time, there was a certain population of the Gatorian, Skull, and Agori that started to get really, really enhanced intelligence.
Actually, it was just the Glatorians.
it was just the Glatorians.
It was a few. It was a few of just from the
All right,
Glatorians.
thank you for correcting me. So yeah, there was a few from the Glatorian that started becoming extremely intelligent, and not just like I'm learning good, but like from an evolutionary standpoint, they started to get really, really fucking smart.
Yeah, these guys were evolving beyond the capacities of their
Kin,
Brethren,
essentially,
yeah.
And after like a couple, probably thousands of years knowing Bionicle,
Yep.
they evolved to a point where it's like they are humans and the other Glatorians are monkeys. Like they are genetically.
yeah. That's how genetically different they had.
Yeah, like
gone.
they're still similar, kinda, but they had heavily evolved, and they had evolved to the point where I think Anona, correct? So the name was Anona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anona could no longer feed off of them.
No, they actually took away. They took or fed off of Anona and took her power and used it to
sealed
fuel.
her.
No, used it to fuel their own creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And eventually Anona got sealed away because like she was just getting fucked basically, and she kind of faded into legend. She'll come back later.
Yeah.
And so these beings ended up calling themselves simply the great. I think the great beings. or the great
Yeah.
The great beings.
the great beings,
Yes.
and they essentially became like kings of
Gods.
Spherus Magna.
Gods.
Spherus Magna. Yeah,
Gods is a term we could use.
Small G.
Basically,
Small
they,
G
they were
gods.
so hyper fucking intelligent that they were like, "Hey, I'm gonna throw spicy click clack math rocks at you, and you're gonna listen to what I say." And everyone else was like, "Rawr," and that's basically how that went.
That is scarily accurate.
Yeah.
So, but unfortunately, these guys were also kind of dicks, but we'll get on that a little later. So basically, they're super smart. Anona's locked up. They're now, little G gods of their planet. So they're like, hey, let's do some fuck shit.
We completely forgot to explain one of the consequences of
Anona?
having been starved from like their dreams. Is that Anona actually went to the Iron Tribe and and it completely demolished
Well, yeah,
them.
well that comes a little later because that hasn't happened quite yet. Because that leads that's when you start getting like really close to the core war. I think. No.
Yeah, no, other way around.
Ah. Okay, then Mitchell's correct. Yeah, that happens. After being sealed for a while, yeah, Anona does some fuck shit.
Yeah. No, Anona. So one of the tribes, the Iron Tribe, Anona basically infects their minds with insanity, and all of the vast majority of the population is driven to insanity to the point of death. Like, they literally just die from going insane. And then
it was literally called the plague.
And I think the Iron Tribe is the one that was almost entirely Skrull, right?
I believe.
Yes, I believe
so.
that's right.
Yeah.
That or the Earth.
No, the Earth Tribe. The Earth Tribe, I think, was.
Because Earth,
Man,
I think the
there's
Earth,
too many damn tribes.
I think it was
the Earth
Iron
Tribe is the one that's typically black and red, and it has that really weird symbol, as like you imagine as a shield.
Let me
Anyway,
double
the
check
point is,
this.
at some point, Anona basically drove the vast majority of the population insane to the point of death, and those who did survive often ended up committing suicide because they were so emotionally devastated by the death of all of their friends and family.
They were also severely ostracized by everyone else because all the other tribes thought they had, like super AIDS and didn't want to get
Yeah, because the insanity was actually contagious.
There's only like 2 survivors.
Yeah.
Yes, there's only 2 survivors. One named, one that is not named.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a little fucked. A little fucked.
Yeah, you wouldn't imagine Bionicle lore being so deep.
This was made for kids, and we're gonna go over racism, fucking genocide, wars, cataclysm, and genderism. Like, bruh, this shit gets fucked.
And eugenics.
Eugenics, yeah. This is made for children. Just fucking saying. So, and then the last thing Anona does is basically she also infects, she enters the minds of all of the female Skrull from, I think, if it's the Earth Tribe, that's almost all Skrull. Then it was the female Skrull in the Earth Tribe, and she essentially gave them like boosted their
She gave them
mental
telepathic
capacity,
powers.
and gave them telepathic powers, and she was hoping that all the females would revolt and like murder all of the males. And it kind of, sort of ish happened, kind of did. It took a lot longer than was planned, and eventually they kind of just more like separated themselves from.
And in the meantime,
males.
she got sealed away by the great beings.
And called themselves the Sisters of the Scroll, I think, or something like that.
Sisters of the Skrull.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
The funny
they
part
fucked
was-
off.
Yeah, the funny part was they completely mistook where their powers came from, and they thought it came from the great beings, not Anona.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Okay,
Each level
so
shit there.
Anona
Yeah, so
gets sealed away, becomes not a big deal for a very long time.
like 50,000 years. I think.
Yeah.
So the great beings are now essentially the rulers of the planet. Anona's fucked off. One of the tribes is basically dead. Oh no. So now they start doing wacky shit, like trying to build a 40 million foot robot to go chart the stars and shit. But the problem is that they don't have. There's nothing on the planet that is powerful enough to actually like power the robot. So they try to start it and it just blows the fuck up. Try to imagine a 40 million tall robot fucking exploding.
40 million foot tall.
Robot.
First of all, why did it have to be that big?
Good fucking
to a
question.
certain extent, I get it, because if you're supposed to go travel the stars for like 150,000 years, charting different planets, celestial bodies, and species, and then come back and like not be utterly fucking destroyed, I feel like you kind of have to be that big. Like it's
galaxy is
stupid as fuck,
vast.
but I get it. Like at that point, there's a point where you get so big, it's like, what can kill you? A black hole or a supernova, and that's basically it.
Well, and it was also big enough and advanced enough or would have been advanced enough that it would have its own gravitational pull, its
own weather
ecosystem. It was self-sustaining.
Like the Phalanx. The Phalanx was a
all that
lot fucking bigger.
Yeah.
Which
This
speaking
is
of which,
some
real quick,
Gurren Lagann.
speaking of which,
like,
real quick,
level.
you mentioned black holes and
Yeah.
supernovas.
Yeah.
Did you know there's actually something in between a black hole and a supernova? It's called a gravistar.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
So you're talking the mass of a black hole, but with a shell of solid matter around it that is literally thinner than an atom, and yet contains the entire mass of a black hole.
How?
Magic.
So basically,
Whoa, it's magic! The Necrons laughs in a fucking scientific superiority.
so we have yet to actually prove that it's real, but mathematically it should exist.
I'm sorry, Matt. I've stepped away
But
from
basically, the way it happens is, so if a star is big and blows up, you get a supernova. If a star is really fucking big and blows up, you get a black hole. But if it is the perfect balance between big and really fucking big, you get a gravistar, where basically the mass of the star is just enough that whenever the star detonates, that mass tries to shove back in on it and create a black hole, while all that energy tries to shear outward into a supernova, and it ends up basically compacting all of the matter down into less than the width of an atom, and that, mathematically speaking, theoretically, it is the only true pocket of void that could exist in the galaxy. And when I mean a pocket of voidness, I literally mean nothing exists in it except like quantum shit, that they're just like Darby demons.
Dark matter. What do you mean dark matter? I mean, we don't know what the fuck it is. We're calling it dark matter.
No, not even dark matter. Not even
Nothing.
dark matter.
Wacky
True
shit.
nothing. It is
There be D.
Yeah.
That's where Cthulhu lives.
when,
Anywho.
when you talk about like vacuum energy and things like that,
Malal, is
that's where
that
it exists.
you?
Vacuum energy exists inside of
Wait,
gravistars.
what would happen if like something like a comet was to fly through it? If the surface is that thin, is it possible?
Oh,
Or is
no.
it weird gravitational
No,
shit,
seriously,
so it doesn't matter.
seriously. It's thinner than an atom, but that still contains the mass of an entire star. It is denser than a neutron star. It is literally the densest form of matter known to man, to the point where we'd actually have no idea what it would even exist like. Because you're literally talking about taking the entire matter of a star and compressing it down into a field less than the thickness of an atom.
Kind of sounds like some Big Bang shit.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
So, anywho, Bionicle.
But yeah, no, it was self-sustaining, and that was the thing.
Yeah.
We don't have any name for it.
What?
Just like
the machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. The Great Spirit.
Huh?
The
The
Great
Great
Spirit.
Spirit.
Well, okay, the second one they built was the Great Spirit.
Yeah.
The first one didn't have a name. You're right.
We were talking about Bionicle, right?
Yes.
The robot that blew up?
Yeah.
Cool, gotcha. Making sure I like blinked for a second. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, so the robot blew up. Time goes on, and then this discovery is made.
Well, not quite yet. The thing that happens right before that is the great beings kind of get tired.
Oh yeah, the elemental lords.
Yeah, they get tired of ruling over the people because they're like, we just want to do experiments and like make fuck shit, and we don't want to like govern these fucking dumbass monkeys anymore. So they made the elemental beings or something. Elemental lore essentially made one for each tribe, so one for the ice, one for the earth.
Well,
one
no,
for
I
the
think they took
fire.
5 from each tribe plus a scrawl leader.
The great beings endowed 5 warriors and 1 scrawl with the power of the elements.
Yeah, and so that's
it wasn't one from each tribe.
I'm just gonna wait.
What you got?
oh Jesus.
That scared me.
Oh, okay.
So we get the elemental beings, and they're essentially their job is to rule the tribe. So the great beings
The
can
elemental
fuck
lords.
lords. Fucking yeah, that.
Because there are elemental beings.
Yeah, so
Moving on.
their job is to govern the tribe, so the great beings can fuck off and do fuck shit, essentially. Then we have the discovery that will lead to the core war.
Oh, well, we also can't forget that the great beings also decided to continue to tinker with their inventions and thus created the fucking Scopio,
Oh yeah, they started like mutating like other
the sand tribe.
sand tribe, and when I
Basically,
say fuck shit, I do in fact mean fuck shit.
Like
Like I said, the great beings are assholes.
Yep.
Just kind of how that goes.
Then we have the
discovery.
Yes, and the discovery is essentially they find a form of matter or energy or whatever the fuck,
Protodermis.
and it's called
Yeah.
energized protodermis. And so it's
that doesn't sound like Necrons.
Right.
Yeah, no, when it was first discovered, the person who like discovered it touched it, and the only reason why we know this is because there was just 2 Bionicle people there. They touched it.
they fucking died, right?
No, they just vaporized.
Yeah.
Which
Yep.
yes, they died, but
Yeah,
in a more
they-
spectacular manner.
They got atomized.
Yeah.
So the Ice
yeah.
Tribe's the one that found it.
Yeah.
So
Villagers of the Ice Tribe soon discovered it, and then when one Agori touched it, he was obliterated.
and I think one of the other Agori saw that. They're like, oh man, now I'm gonna touch it, and like it also shown that it would also like heavily mutate.
Yeah.
Anyone that touched it, like turning them into like mostly mechanical Agori into like straight up like lizard people.
Yeah.
Like
It
the
was-
mutations were horrendous.
At first, the first mutation was a creature of the planet
Yeah.
that touched it.
Okay.
And then, it was a roll of the dice kind of thing.
So basically, yeah, they find this, and the elemental lord of the Ice Tribe finds this, and he's like, "Oh man, this is
tasty.
this is kind of fucking hot." And so they're like, "Oh man, we should like start using this." And then the elemental lord of the Earth Tribe came to the Ice Tribe leader and was like, "Hey, this is what you should do. You should start mining that, and then wall your entire tribe off, and don't let anyone have access to this except for me. And me and you will capitalize on this and trade, and make sure that the other tribes can't get it because they're fucking dumbasses and we hate them. And I'm telling you this so you don't get fucked over, and we're friends now." And the Ice Tribe guy was like, "Hell yeah!" Literally leading the entire planet to a genocide. Anywho, that's exactly what they do. Basically, overnight, the Ice Tribe turns into the Ice Kingdom, and they
They barricade the spring and
everything.
They gain a monopoly on the. I don't know why I almost called it Wonder Fizz. What the fuck is wrong with me?
The living metal. It's the secret recipe to Coca-Cola.
Secret recipe.
Yeah.
So that happens, and the other tribe leaders eventually find out. The tribe leaders, once again, being the elemental lords, they find out about it. So they go into peace talk, into trade negotiations. Like, hey, like this is really cool. We should all use this. And the Ice Tribe's like, nah, fuck you. So that eventually is what leads to the Core Wars, one of the single most bloody fights in Bionicle history.
Yep.
And no, it happened 100,000 years ago.
Yep.
One small thing you forgot to mention is that the energized protodermis also affected you based on your destiny.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In effect?
Yeah.
Think of it like.
Because although you may get obliterated when you touch it, you could also turn into
Some whack fuck shit.
Think of it like a living metal Necron version of the River Styx.
I hate everything you just said with your mouth, with your fucking filthy mouth words. So yeah, that essentially starts the Core War, and there's actually a bunch of details about the Core War that we're not going to go into quite yet because this is more of the intro into the lore itself. We can go into it later, but it's fucking horrible. Like there's a gory who are like from different tribes who are like, we want nothing to do with this, and they get rolled up and get mollywopped immediately anytime they get found because everyone's basically, it's like, cool, I'm a fire tribe. Anyone who's not me is going to die. Because that's just how brutal the war got. To a certain point, it almost wasn't about the energized protodermis anymore. It was just about, we're at war now, so fucking chaos!
Yeah, because tensions had been rising between the tribes for years, and what I find the funniest about the Core War is literally the Core War starts. The great beings come back and are like, "No, children, get along," and the elemental lords basically look
Fuck
up.
off!
No, they basically look up and say, "Did you get the milk? No? Fuck off!"
Yeah, because like a lot, but between the great beings creating the elemental lords and the elemental lords finding the fucking protodermis, it was like, I want to say once again, like thousands of years. It was such a long time. The great beings had faded into myth more than anything. The only ones who really remember them are the elemental lords because they were created by the great beings.
Between the building of the first robots and the the discovery of the energized protodermis, 50,000 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think we're also forgetting the really big important part of the protodermis, which we probably just haven't reached yet. But the protodermis is what keeps the planet together.
yeah, that was actually
Yeah,
that was my next point. Is that so the great beings eventually find out about the protodermis. Like, oh man, I wonder if this can drive the robot. So they start taking some and doing tests because some of the Agori that don't want to be a part of the war work for them. They're like, hey, you're gonna go get some of this shit for us and like come bring it to us. We'll keep you safe and yada yada. So they start running tests on the protodermis.
Two Agori, Renew and Curie.
These names are fucking whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I'm just not going into it. Like, we want to get specific, we can later. Like, at this point, there were some Agori who didn't want to die. There we go.
Listen, the Olympus decided that they didn't want to deal with the mess that they made, so they sent demigods on a quest. That's basically what happened.
So the great beings start running tests, and they discover two things. One, that this is an extremely powerful substance they can do crazy ass fuck shit with, and two, it's also essentially the core of the planet. And it's being mined so aggressively, it's leading the planet towards an apocalypse event. Like, the planet is going to fucking explode.
Literally world-ending event.
Yeah, so the great beings are like, hey, stop doing a war and doing the mining of the planet's lifeblood. And once again, do you have the milk? No? Sucketh thine peen. Goes back to committing war crimes.
Yeah. So, by the way, you want to know something interesting about the Coca-Cola secret recipe? Because I heard y'all mention this while I was
It's
off
not
mic.
actually secret. We can look it up on Wikipedia.
And it's still made out of coca leaves.
Yep. They decocainify it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think is what the process is called.
it.
Thanks,
Yeah.
fat electrician.
Yeah, that's why even though you can find the recipe online, it literally doesn't matter because if you want to recreate the actual recipe, you have to go get coca leaves and like good fucking luck.
That and like Coke's marketing strategy is like unfucking beatable.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why Coca-Cola is so good. Like the Coke's marketing strategy is so fucking good that when a disgruntled secretary took the secret recipe to Pepsi and was like, "I'm going to sell you the secret recipe for $1.5 million," the CEO of Pepsi, who was like, "I would like to watch the Coke CEO's children burn in a house fire," saw that and was like, "Send this bitch to the FBI. This secret recipe means nothing." If she was offering the addresses of their marketing team, that would be different. Unfortunately, she's not. Ban this bitch and 100% send her to the fucking FBI for, I think, corporate espionage or something like that. So yeah, the secret recipe to Coca-Cola is being a really good advertisement. Psyops. They're essentially psyops.
Yeah.
I had
Anyway, back to Bionicle.
No, I got an entire rant about this.
Okay.
Here we go.
No, because I thoroughly think that Pepsi is a better drink than Coke.
It is.
Because
No,
it
they-
is. It's
They
because it is.
determined this.
Hey, so once again, this is back on the Fat Electrician video. They did a test, a blind test, and people were like, "Oh yeah, this tastes better," like 93%, and it was Pepsi.
Yeah. And my entire thing is that I hate Pepsi's marketing team because Pepsi had a killer logo when it first came out. It was that exact same type of cursive, just a little more edgy. And like if they put that blue can the original Pepsi like logo,
The iconic logo.
it would feel as luxurious as a Coke.
I feel like what Pepsi did with Taco Bell
Or-
was a pretty good marketing strategy.
Or we can drop
Until the
Pepsi in
owners talk about
totality and use their first name. Brad's drink.
Brad's drink.
Brad.
Brad's drink.
Hey, what you
Brad.
drinking over there, boss?
I'm drinking
Brad.
Brad.
I'm drinking Brad.
I'm drinking
Brad-
some Brad's.
Brad's drink sounds like you're dropping 2 5-hour energies into a 4 Loco.
That's my entire
Brad's
rant.
drink is what an electrician with basically a blender wired into an outlet, not even plugged in, wired into an outlet,
A 240 outlet.
has dumped this concoction in that has protein powder, creatine,
Some
a 5-hour
anchovies.
energy, some anchovies, and like
One
a
shot
scoop
of
ice-
Jack.
and a scoop of ice cream, and that's Brad's.
Brad's drink. The chunks are how you know it's good. They add the flavor.
But Diet Pepsi. I love me some Diet Pepsi.
Okay, honest to God, all the sodas I've drank in my entire life, my favorite soda is Pepsi Nitro. Like, if you
Yes.
ever get a good,
Okay.
if you pour Pepsi Nitro how you're supposed to in a fucking tall like bar glass,
Yeah.
it is fucking scrumptious.
So
I don't even care that a 4-pack is like $15. It's fucking delicious.
Are you treating Pepsi Nitro like a Guinness?
You're supposed to.
You're supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah, no, if you do it, you get a really nice head. You're supposed to pour it like it's a beer. That's the whole point of it.
No, you're supposed to pour it like it's a nitro beer.
Yeah.
Meaning,
You're supposed to do a hard pour.
I
like
I'll
jerk it off
I
as
will
you
get some
pour it.
Pepsi Nitros, and me and you will do it. It's fucking amazing.
No,
I
my
don't
favorite
do Pepsi.
soda.
I don't give a fuck. You're doing it.
My favorite.
I don't do Coke either anymore.
My favorite soda is Iron Brew.
That sounds like a heavy metal version of Brad's drink.
it's a Scottish. It's a Scottish
Orange
one,
drink.
Yeah, it's a Scottish drink.
dude.
Bard's
Also, I want to
Root
say this:
Beer.
Pepsi overseas hits different,
Any soda overseas hits different.
and I mean
Yeah, 'cause
Pepsi
they have
overseas.
laws about being healthy.
Well, yeah,
overseas.
they have
It
laws
is.
about not putting
No,
cancer
no,
in your drink.
Like you sit there, and so when I went to
Fucking
Estonia,
aspartame
I made it a
fucking up my
point
shit.
to get Pepsi when I was in Estonia, and I took a sip of it, and I went, I see why Russia gave away its navy for this.
It was like the Doctor Strange thing. Like your eyes are open to the cosmos. It's like, what is this? Why is it so good? Real sugar cane.
Yeah, the only time I'll drink Coke is if I get a Mexican Coke.
Yeah, because real sugar cane. It's just Coke with real sugar. Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
Pepsi with real sugar.
It's like, listen, cancer is tasty, but not cancer is tastier.
I got enough cancer in my fucking skin.
Fuck, where were we? Oh yeah, core war. My bad. Shit. Great beings, core of the planet. Everyone's dying. Gotcha.
You see, Sirius, we were talking about the superior version of the Necrons, the Bionicles.
Gotcha. Oh, that's gonna piss some people off. Oh, I can feel it.
castrate you with your own nut hair.
Look, I'm not even sure I'm gonna have kids, dog. So
The hardest
fucking
truths
suck it.
require the strongest wills. Have the Necrons built a 40 million foot tall robot? I don't fucking think so.
No, but they have mapped the galaxy.
I got neighbors.
No, but they have mapped the galaxy.
So the Bionicles. What the fuck do you think the robot's for? That's the whole point.
Anyway.
So the great beings, upon learning that their kids don't care about them anymore because they have been bad fathers for fucking
50,000 years.
50,000 fucking years, they're like, cool. So these are the two plans that we're gonna put forward to make sure that our species survives. Step 1, the short term. We're going to make a bunch of bored, roided out Bionicles who are so horrifically terrifying that they can basically 1v1,000, and their only job is to find people with weapons and brutally fucking murder them, and they're all going to be AI. Nothing about this can go wrong, we promise. Essentially, they were going to... Basically, you can't have war if you kill everyone who's trying to do a war.
Are you referring to the Batera?
The Batera, thank you.
I will say that there is a distinction in their programming, genetics, whatever the fuck the great beings made them out of, technically. They only killed armed combatants.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anyone with a weapon.
It sucks that their weapons were built into their arms.
You have a weapon. I have to kill you. One Bionicle. This is my fucking arm. What? It's like that thing from RoboCop. Or I think the first one when they're like showing
No.
the big robot. It's like have point a gun at it, and the robot's
I
like,
think-
you have an armed weapon. Disarm. I'll shoot you. And the guy throws the gun down, and the robot's like,
I think you're
you
getting.
still have a weapon. I'm going to kill you now.
I think you're getting things confused because I think the weapon hands guys, that was a construction based off of when I forget, you had like your heaven and hell person.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
They also did that back on the old world though, where like some of them would have like weapons for arms and things like that.
Oh, okay.
So, how that plan went horrifically fucking wrong is that they were too good at their job. Well, the progress was slow, but there came a point where they were doing more harm than good because, like, you can't commit a war if you're killing everyone, but unfortunately, in their eyes, everyone's trying to do a war. Yeah. So, murdering baby Bionicles and shit doesn't exactly,
Go
stop.
over well.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, Batar, stop doing a genocide. And the AI was like,
No!
yeah, basically. AI was like, nah, chief, that's how this works. And just decides to not do what they're told. And the great beings were like, well, fuck. On to plan 2.
We may have screwed up.
Plan 2. Do you remember the gigantic robot? Well, they found out that the exothermic energized protodermis can
That
make
is such a fucking
EP.
name.
it can make that bitch run. So they once again, this robot is 40 million feet tall and it blew up. And they scavenged all the parts back together and rebuilt the bitch and got it to work. And this thing is so fucking massive. Like Sean said, it has its own gravity, has its own weather systems, has its own seasons, all of that shit. And they essentially create another species whose whole purpose is to live in the robot and keep it functioning.
And these are like
Matorans.
the what?
The Matorans.
The Matorans.
So the Matorans, the other big thing to note about the Matorans is these are basically robots. Like, they're not even AI. They're basically robots.
Yeah, they're there to like do their job, and that's it. And just in considering that they've they've already fucked up making AI once, they get a little, quote unquote, a little smarter, and they're like, we're gonna make an overseer for the Matorans to make sure they do their job. So they make a fucking Eldritch abomination that was called like Katarn or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
This thing is a purely biological being.
So the best way that I can describe it is like, do you know, a D&D, big eye, floating, massive mouth? Beholder. Think it's like a beholder, right? But instead of it being a big ball with tentacles and a mouth, it's just tentacles and a mouth, and it can grow eyes on its tentacles and shoot laser beams out of them.
Yeah, and it's described
Honestly,
as that this thing
It's
is
very
so
Zinch-like.
yeah.
Very Zinch-like.
It is this creature is described as being so truly horrific to witness that it drives people insane purely by gazing upon it.
100%
Now-
HP
now-
Lovecraft energy.
This thing has no superpowers, no elemental fuckery. It's not like it doesn't have any like psychic ability or anything like that. It's just that fucking ugly.
It can shoot laser beams out of its eyes. I feel like that counts as a superpower.
Okay, but like
And you think that wouldn't be too big of a deal, but it can grow eyeballs at will. So basically, it turns into a fucking a laser disco ball from like a Saw movie. And I feel like that is a superpower.
okay, but the point is that it's not like
Yeah, there's no weird
Fucking with your mind.
there's no weird Bionicle bullshit going on with
Yeah.
it.
Phil, I don't
Yeah.
appreciate you talking about my mother like that.
oh my god.
The only thing I could think of is the Futurama beholder and the fucking.
I am sorry, my son. So yeah, and so eventually they're like, cool, we have our species, we have our overseer, the robot works. We're gonna shoot this bitch into the stars, and that's exactly what they do.
Yeah, and the whole point of it was that it was supposed to go out, explore the stars, and encounter other cultures and learn from them.
And it was supposed to return in 150,000 years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Here's the but.
about 38 milliseconds after it launched, the planet fucking exploded because the elemental lords are stupid. Because what happened was, the fire tribe had finally like broken through the ice tribe's like blockade
Defenses,
shit.
yeah.
And they're like, oh my god, we have the well. And they're like, option 1, mine the well. Option 2, suck it dry as fast as humanly fucking possible. They went with option 2. The planet fucking exploded and everyone fucking died. So it broke off into 3 fucking chunks. You have the chunk that people actually live on, which was Sphere. You have the names.
Bota Magna, Aqua Magna, and Bara Magna.
Yeah.
BOTA Magna,
Yeah. Bota Magna,
Aqua Magna,
Aqua Magna.
and Bara Magna, BARA.
Bara Magna is essentially a big ass desert, and that's where everyone who didn't die is.
Yeah. But it's basically a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
It's a
Think
massive.
Mad Max.
It's a massive fucking desert.
I was thinking
that's
it was like Dune planet. That was-
Arrakis?
Arrakis.
It took all my effort to not say Atreides. It's like no, it's not. It's wrong.
Yeah.
That is wrong.
So then you have Aqua Magna, which is basically just a massive fucking ocean that is completely and totally devoid of life. There's nothing there but water.
Wow.
I now want a stop motion animation of Bionicle Dune.
Lizan Al Gaib! Lizan Al Gaib! A Lego sandworm pops out of the dirt.
Anyway.
Because Bionicle is owned by Lego.
Now for the third one.
It's Boda.
I'm not gonna make a comment.
Is it Boda or Bota Magna?
Bota.
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 Bota Magna is essentially Lustria.
Yeah, it is a jungle world.
It's a jungle world that does. I think there are some Bionicles there,
So-
not many, and there's lots of like dinosaurs. And
Yeah,
shit.
the vast majority of life that is there is actually a bunch of the non-sentient life that was on the planet originally before it blew the fuck up.
Yeah, how the fuck these things? How the fuck a planet blows up and makes 3 subplanets that don't involve everything dying and being on fire? I don't know, but welcome to Bionicle. Shit's fucked, yo.
Yep.
And so that's called the Shattering. Go figure.
Which, by the way, the logo for Bionicle, the big dot with the 2 smaller dots and the cloud around it, that's literally the homeworld after it blew up. Like that's
Yeah,
literally what
yeah,
it is.
no, and here's the cool thing that I thought was super, because I haven't actually looked into Bionicle or watched it or played in the games in fucking 15 years. Here's the cool thing: the story doesn't take place on any of these 3 planets.
Yep.
The story that we know takes place in the fucking robot.
Yep. Because, so 38 milliseconds after the machine was launched, the planet blew up. But 38 milliseconds before it launched, one of the great beings actually basically performed a software patch to all of the Matara that were on the
Vesta?
I think that's right. I think it was Vesta.
One of the few not totally dickhead things the great beings do.
I don't know. His motivations were pretty dickhead.
I mean, they are, but also like good things happen because of it. So I'm willing to give him a very, 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 very small pass.
That's fair. So this great being, purely for his own benefit, was unleashed a software patch to all of the Matara, giving them free will and true AI consciousness.
Yep.
And the fucking 100,000 years it takes to get to the point where Bionicle starts is because basically the Matara have been learning and like developing consciousness and in souls essentially that entire time.
Yep. So, and then he disguises himself as a Matara to live amongst them so that one day he can reveal himself and basically reign over them as a living god.
What a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hence
no,
why...
the great beings fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like,
They
they're
100% do.
egotistical assholes.
And that is the introduction to, or the prelude to Bionicle.
That is the prologue to Bionicle.
Yep.
That's the core war.
Which, if you were...
Very much like the War of Heaven.
Yeah. If you actually read the stories as they are released, like in their order of publication, when they come out, that prologue that we just gave you was actually the big reveal. Like, that was the big secret that the Matarans, who are the actual characters in the story, were trying to uncover.
Yeah, they're the Bionicles we know and love.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that is like the prologue to the story that we get, and the entire show takes place in the fucking robot. And I bet you're thinking, but wait, on the show in the video game, there's a bunch of trees and jungles and shit. 40 million foot tall robot.
Yeah.
Is my answer.
It is literally taller than France is wide.
Yeah, like how, like theoretically, like I'm trying to like think in my head how big 40 million feet is. Like how
I
big.
think
It could easily, or it could, if it spread its legs, it could straddle the U.S.
Like if it did the splits.
Yeah,
That's
but
almost 7,600 miles.
Oh shit! Yeah, 40 million feet, 7,600 miles. Yeah, actually, that kind of does track.
The contiguous United States is roughly 15 million feet wide.
So that's about what 3.5 United States is like.
It's essentially a planet.
Yeah.
It's just essentially a planet.
It's bigger than Pluto.
How fucking big was fucking the planet before it blew the fuck up for it to make a robot that big and it not just like crush the planet?
We're not going to talk about that.
Well, if it blew into three separate planetary
we're not
objects.
saying
That's fair.
that there are some some
Plot holes.
plot holes in this series, okay?
Bionicle, here be fuck shit. Moving on. All I'm saying though is like realistically, if the planet was big enough to sustain a robot that big, and the Fire Tribe gave the planet the great suck that quickly of its lifeblood, what the fuck were they on? And they came in and they were like, "How much time do we have to suck this mega planet dry?" Done. What the fuck?
Well, you know, genocide and racism will do that to you.
And them motherfuckers came in with a big ass bendy straw and they were like, "It's fucking time. I've been waiting for this shit."
Southern oil tycoons from the Fire Tribe heard.
Accurate. So that's where America's oil obsession comes from. They learned it from Bionicle. Thanks, Lego.
So one thing I would like to point out.
Headline: Lego equals Al Qaeda.
Why do I hear an A-10 Warthog spooling up above me?
I can hear my NSA having a fucking seizure.
So one thing I would like to point out, though,
Sounds
is
like
that,
the Gmod ragdoll glitching.
Oh my god. So there is one thing I would like to point out, though. In some of the later stories, they talk about how the seas of Metro Nui, the seas are only mostly water. They're actually mostly filled with energized protodermis. Because that's basically the veins of the body. What they think of as like the oceans and rivers are literally just the veins and arteries.
Yeah, those are robots. Yeah, that's so fucking cool. That's actually really.
But here's the thing: where the fuck did they get all that that protodermis?
Suck them dry.
And like, I would just like to point out, That's a lot of volume. I'm kind of curious as to whether it was actually the fire tribe
listen.
or like if the great
Well,
beings.
Listen.
Yeah.
They talk up a bunch of shit about how smart the fucking great beings are. I don't think it's impossible to say that some great beings were so smart they became Super Saiyan. They're like, let's trick the readers. Blame the fire tribe. It was the fire people. They're the ones who blew up the planet, actively drilling. Like, I could see it happening.
Then everything changed for the Fire Nation attack.
Everything changed when the great beings suck.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome to the first episode of Bionicles. We will no longer be doing Age of Sigmar
Yep.
content going forward.
By the time this episode comes out, the name will have changed of the Discord. I think we have a couple names picked out, but yeah, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be changed. And yeah, we're doing Bionicles now.
Age of the Great Beings is one of them.
I think I had one that I forgot about. I've forgotten it. But yeah, no. So yeah, that's this is the new us. So
Core. I had it. Corecast Eternal.
Corecast Eternals.
No.
I love it. Corecast Eternals. Change the
No.
L to a C. Don't have to work
We'll
on the-
figure it out when the episode fucking comes out. The name will be up there, and you'll know we've made a dumbass decision. And there you go. That's the fucking shit.
Or maybe we'll do a vote in the Discord over names we pick. We'll pick the best 5 we come up with.
just
together.
slowly put in the DM before the episode comes out. Hey, so like if we were to like have Bionicle names, what do y'all think would be the best? Don't ask any questions about this poll.
All the Y's and the apostrophes.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember reading some of the names in some of the comics because I had a couple of the comics when I was a kid, and like, fuck, dude, that was so hard to read, especially if you didn't know that like.
Okay.
The prefixes and suffixes had very specific meanings with direct translations into English. Like,
can-
oh my God.
Can we have a chat real quick?
What?
It is my biggest problem. This has the exact same problem with Age of Sigmar, where the names are just whack. Why is it Fantasy Worlds want to have the weirdest names possible?
man.
It's okay. Another world can have a Bob. It's okay.
Space Marine Carl.
Look,
Chapter Master Steve.
There is
looks
nothing
at Critical
wrong
Role in Exandria,
with a
where
Gerald.
there's literally a Carl and a Bob, who are important figures in history.
Boblin the Goblin.
And then you have, you know, the champion of the Raven Queen in Matt's world, which is fucking Pervon Sewell.
Yeah, that.
Hi, my name's Jeff.
I had a ranger in D&D, and his name was just Jeff with the G.
Nice.
I'm gonna start fucking y'all up because we're gonna pick Dark Heresy back up. I'm be introducing characters like, oh yeah, what's your name? Robin. What's your name? Jeff. And no, it's Jeff.
It's just Jeff.
Just Jeff.
There's no point of a last name in this universe.
What? Joe Jack Johnson.
That is.
You really want me to play Joe Jack Johnson?
I would love
Fuck my party up, please.
I would love for you to play Joe Jack Johnson again.
Oh
Please
God.
be the reason my new character is introduced.
Oh God. But yeah.
Are you Josephine Jacqueline Johnson?
That's okay. I'm about to make some people's like fucking heads crack open. Just so you know, Joe Jack Johnson was a character that Mitchell created specifically to be as dumb, lore breaking, and trolling as possible. So what's
God.
it, Jacqueline something Johnson?
It's Josephine Jacqueline
Josephine Jacqueline Johnson is Joe Jack Johnson's half Dark Eldar daughter. Have fun
No,
with
wife.
that.
Wife.
Johnson. Wife.
I thought that was your kid.
No.
No, it's my
That's,
wife.
That's
it's
the
his
wife?
half Dark
Oh,
Eldar
sorry.
wife.
It's his half Dark Eldar wife. Have fun with that,
It's
chat.
not half. She was full Dark Eldar.
Oh my
Oh,
God! It
yeah.
just keeps getting. It's a Dark Eldar that's called Josephine Jacqueline Johnson.
Johnson.
Have fun with that one, Chad. I can literally feel like Ozzy radiating cosmic levels of heat.
Oh,
Please
man.
tell me his father's
He-
name
he-
was Jonah.
He won her heart in the fighting pits of Kamarog.
Oh yeah, and this is a human who has survived Kamara and come back and now just lives as
It's
like
just the chillest man ever.
Yeah.
So the reason why this character gets to exist is I got
That's
broken.
like Trazen taking up farming. What the fuck?
I got
Yeah.
broken down mentally so heavily by Mitchell and Jess for this character that I was finally just like, do whatever the fuck you want. I'll make it work somehow. And we Joe Jack Johnson, Josephine Jacqueline Johnson, and it's a thing.
You know what story?
It's a thing that I have to accept that I let happen.
You know what story I still haven't heard?
What?
The story of Charles's character fucking a tank.
Oh god.
Oh god.
And like I kind of don't want to, and I'm kind of okay with that.
What it is literally he just rolled some.
Don't make me.
Literally, it was just.
Don't make me think about it.
It was literally just some fucking tech use tests. And like he passed them really well, and then he was trying to he was trying to explain what it was he wanted to do, and I forget what
it was
word.
accidentally sexual.
Yeah, I forget what word he accidentally
Jacking
messed up.
in.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was like, yeah, I'm going to take this plug and I'm going to jack into it. Except he had a Freudian slip and said, I'm going to jack off into it. And we all looked at him and he looked back at us and we looked at him and he looked back at us and was like, please don't. We were like, no, it's happening.
No, it happened and like my world went into slow motion. I was for like the rest of the fucking campaign just, Charles fucked a tank.
Let me be at least a little bit clearer and say that I also play a character in this. This was before he arrived. He has yet to forgive him for that. And he hasn't even heard, my character hasn't even heard the full story.
So this is my response to everything I just heard.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'll be taking my leave.
Yeah.
I want that as my notification sound. Like him putting down the mic.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can isolate it.
I'm quitting the podcast.
Let us know
Bye.
how clear that comes through. I'm curious now.
Oh, by the way,
here.
chat, I need you all to do me a favor when you hear this episode. I need you to peer pressure Matt into doing something. I need you to peer pressure Matt into doing a podcast because he has an idea that I think is super dope. Peer pressure him. Peer pressure him constantly.
No, don't do it.
Do it.
What? No.
Do it.
No, you have
Do
to,
it.
You have to share the idea now. What's the idea?
Yes!
All right, so
Victory screech.
Victory scream!
Okay, all right.
anyway.
So for real, about 4-ish years ago, I started streaming.
Oh my
and-
god, it's a tragic backstory.
No, not a tragic backstory.
His podcast is a whole ass D&D character.
No. And a buddy of mine, like invited me to do some podcasts with him, so I did a couple episodes. It was called the Exposed Game Podcast. Not gonna get into it. The videos no longer exist because he fucking deleted them all. 32 episodes, guys. 32 episodes.
Oof.
Anyway, well, halfway through it, I came up with the idea of a gaming podcast because I haven't really seen a whole lot of people do it. But when they do it, it's more tier-based lists, and that's like, you know, for example, which villain from A game and B game is stronger, and they do stuff like that. What I wanted to do was to do a podcast discussing heroes and villains. And like discussing like their efficacy as said hero or as said villain, and even discussing kind of like the intricacies of what makes them a hero or makes them a villain.
Yeah. And so we were talking about, and this is one of the, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but kind of like a thought experiment that I've always had when it comes to alignment charts in D&D of like, hey,
Fuck them.
well, like a lawful good paladin who worships a god of, you know, lawfulness and things like that and doing good, and who also reigns over a culture where slavery is seen as legal. Like
no,
a lawful.
yeah.
I know I've talked to you about it.
Fuck the alignment chart.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
all I have to say about that.
It kind of comes down to the point being is like everything is a matter of perspective and like how deep in you can go before you start twisting logic.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you want to start a literature gaming podcast? That's what that is.
I'm guessing at its core, yeah, essentially.
Yeah, because instead of talking about like some of the game mechanics and things like that, talking about the actual writing of the characters themselves.
I'd be down for that.
I'm already down for it.
I'm already down for it.
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
So I actually forgot to mention one critical thing about that is I had 20 episodes written with bullet points on various heroes and villains.
The tragic backstory part.
And then my CPU, my brand new CPU that was a year old, the one that I bought at the apartment. No. Yep. Just died.
Yep, melted down basically.
Yeah, it just
Fucking-
stopped working.
Wow.
And I lost everything.
It was, in fact, killed by the Guardians.
Yeah, because when it died, it corrupted a bunch of my files. That was one of them.
Yep.
Lost the whole thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so like I've been kind of exploring the idea again, and I kind of just pitched it out of like.
Yeah, well, we dragged his ass to Lorecast, and he was like, "Oh man, like it's pretty cool. I'm thinking of a new podcast." We were like,
Yeah,
So,
because
yeah.
the other podcasts I've done haven't been to this level of professional like degree with the mics.
Whoa.
"Hold on,
I haven't insulted
Bionicle
Mitchell.
cast."
I haven't
No,
insulted Mitchell.
never mind.
Wait a minute. Professional. That's a very strong word.
I
Our
take
mics-
offense to that, sir. I'm a fucking gremlin.
We are sitting in an apartment with a plastic table. Now, the
And
audio
we're
quality
also-
may be professional.
We're also technically short of
we
mic.
fucking aren't.
Yeah.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Yeah, technically we've got 5 people crammed in this room if we've only got 4 mics.
Right? But yeah, after seeing all this,
Sean and Matt are giving the mic sloppy top between the two of them.
To be fair, I don't even have enough room for another mic.
It really fucking doesn't. But yeah, after seeing all this and like getting back into doing podcasts again, because I really do enjoy this type of format of content, especially how chill this one is, because a lot of podcasts tend to be like
A little college lecture-y.
yeah, like college lecture, like
Yeah,
they're reading from a book at you.
We've actually
And-
said that a whole lot, like the reason why. Like some people, like, we've gotten a couple of reviews and things like that. People being like, "Hey, the podcast's fun, but like they do things like this, and sometimes it can be a little hard to follow." Yada yada yada. And like we've been like, like realistically, we're sorry that for some people in your cup of tea, but like we do this for a reason. Like this format exists not because we're just a bunch of chaos gremlins. If we wanted to be college lecturer fucking podcast, honest to God, we could. We just don't think that's a fun way to engage. That's
And
why we do it like this.
We compromised a little bit because we now do our pre-ramble
yeah,
episodes.
kind of keep the podcast separate so it's not as bad.
Yeah, but
Looking directly at you, Flesh Eater Court episode.
God.
I mean, it's the same concept that I still have rattling.
Oh
in my head
fuck!
about
On that
Fireside
fucking
Fantasy.
Discord, fucking peer pressure Sean into fucking Fireside Fantasy.
I need a space. That is the main thing.
Yeah, he needs a space he can go to for like 2 hours a week and not have his 2 children like on
Yeah.
his attached to him.
You have a garage.
that is currently housing my radiator broken Chevy Cruze.
Get rid of it.
I just need to replace the radiator.
Get
No,
Yes, you're the shade tree mechanic over here.
I need to get the money to buy the radiator first, motherfucker.
rid of it. Set it on fire.
Look,
Insurance fraud.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Sean, just commit insurance fraud.
Yay!
I'm still paying it off, so it is fully
We're totally
covered.
not saying the sort of format that can be recorded and used against you in court.
Future Mitchell, edit that out.
When this inevitably pops up in a court of law, this was 100% Mitchell's
Sir, do
idea.
you think I really do editing?
Yeah.
Ozzy gets onto me a lot, going like, "You need to do it." I just like, mate, I put a volume cap, and that's really about it.
Mitchell's go-to response anytime anyone's like, "You should do editing," he just goes, "Interesting, now face the wall."
Interesting, thanks, bud.
As he pulls out his
said
French,
this
as he pulls out his French .32 caliber semi-automatic pistol.
I don't want to bloody the wall.
I've said this before. Throw it on a USB, and I'll do the editing for you.
Do it in the bathroom so it's self-cleaning.
Jeez,
The editing, that is the editing.
the editing.
Oh no, I
Yeah.
mean the murders. I mean the murders.
Specifically the murders.
Don't put words in my mouth. I'm talking about the crime.
Lay down or don't point up.
Jesus.
So
Christ.
yeah, that's what Circe and the rest of the guys.
We here at Lorecast Eternals, for now at least, because the name's changing, do not, looks directly at Mitchell, condone suicide
or violence.
use it-
or violence against others or thyself.
but we will use it for comedic effect.
Yes, exactly.
Ever find it hilarious?
Yeah.
You'll never find me, nor will you find the body. But yeah, that's the idea.
What's the line from 4 Stars? We here at 4 Star do not condone violence. However, we do find it hilarious.
hilarious. So yeah, that's the idea that I'm trying to be bullied into starting, and I would love to start
You
it.
should start streaming again.
Dude, I have been telling myself that for about a
Bro,
year and a
if you
half
stream
now.
the
Like-
dumb shit me and you get up to at 3 o'clock in the morning on when we're fucking playing on the computer, like
Who
bro,
else is up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch that?
Europeans.
Don't even,
Europeans?
Fair point. Yeah,
don't
fair
even
point.
fucking stream.
And honestly, before I'd be like, but not like half of our fucking Discord Europeans. So like, yeah, no, European, 100%.
Don't even fucking stream. Just throw it on a USB. I'll fucking be y'all's editor for it, and I'll send it the fuck off.
Sean, what fucking free time you got with 2
Sean's
kids?
over here like scratching like, you guys
You got too many models to
You
pay.
guys got any editing projects?
Hi, Kettle. I'm Pot. How can I help you today?
Looking at the gray pile of
Shit.
I got called out.
Looks directly at the closet filled with a pile of shame.
At least my pile of shame can sit on my desk.
One of my armies physically can't fit on
Hold
my
on,
desk.
I got you. You're just not buying enough. You fucking you get more into the hobby.
Because I have 2 fucking kids.
And that is and that's a you fucking problem.
And
You
a
made
wife.
that mistake.
That is a failure.
Not to mention.
That is a failure on your
Not
part,
to-
Sean.
I also have to take care of a hoe.
Listen. The deeper you dig yourself, the worse it's gonna get for you. Just take
Sean,
the
Sean,
L. And
we have
move on.
literally been saying wrap your willy before you get silly for the past 10 fucking years. It's not our fault that you failed to heed the warnings.
Not only did you fuck it, you fucked it twice. Literally.
Says the man with a longer kink list than me.
How fucking dare you, bitch!
We're gonna have to take a quick technical break.
Okay, this episode officially does need editing now. Danger zone!
Look. I'm just trying to live up to my best Slaneshi self, okay? Shut the fuck up. How dare you say that?
Leave me and my gimp alone.
Leave me and my Eldar clone Gimp alone.
Never talk to me or my sex slaves again.
Where's your rain when you need her? God damn it.
Oh right, she's too busy with Gilliman. All right, so before everyone has a heart attack from laughing too hard, and we piss off Mitchell's neighbors, is that pretty much everything we gotta cover?
Fucking shit.
Am I red? I feel like
This
I'm
is
red.
actively giving me heartburn.
I got some antacids.
Thank fuck.
Oh, and I've only had 1 drink tonight.
So is this it?
Bro, I've had like
I mean, that's all the lore that I can
6.
think of.
Yeah,
besides getting into
nah,
Matsui
I think it's that we've
and
ranted
the
a-
fucking Mask of Life and bullshit.
Yeah, we've ranted a fair bit too. And we're
Yeah.
fucking we're almost an hour and a half in. Yeah, I think for an introduction into Bionicle lore that we will be getting into longer, because trust me, there is a lot of it. So we're definitely have plenty to
shocking amount.
A shocking amount.
It's gonna
we
be a
have
minute.
we have plenty to go over. So we'll definitely be revisiting a lot of these topics. So for now, I think we're good. I think
Yep.
we're good.
All right. So has everybody said their piece?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Then I have one last thing to say. April Fools, motherfuckers.